Chapter 7 has unlocked a completely new era of Fortnite. In today's video, we've got super secret map locations, a whole laundry list of gameplay changes, and a look at the secret Battle Pass skin. Now, we gotta figure out exactly where we landed. And lucky for you, you're rolling with the best guide to all things Fortnite. So grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's get familiar with our new home. Let's start with something that all lore fans will be excited about. Apparently, the mysterious character Traveler may turn out to be one of the 7. On the panels behind Traveler, you can see the logos of the 7, which are now done in a yellow hue. We have already seen similar logos on Epic Games employees' t-shirts. Apparently, The Last Reality distorted one of the members of the 7, and now we can see him in the new season's teaser. Who do you think is hiding under the helmet with the yellow cube? Write your theories in the comments. Interesting fact, lightning nunchucks, which Jay owned in LEGO Ninjago, can be noticed on one of the Battle Pass characters. The lightning nunchucks are one of the 4 golden weapons used by the first master of Spinjitzu to create Ninjago. So yes, Ninjago fans can really rejoice, and I will be no less happy if you enter my creator code in the item shop. And you will be fully prepared for Chapter 7. This new Pacific Break map looks insanely fresh. I don't know who Epic hired over there, but lately they have been absolutely cooking with the level design. We're talking wide city streets, houses with backyard pools, and avenues. First things first, check out the UI. It got a massive facelift. It's giving serious Fortnite metaverse vibes now. The stamina bar got yeeted to the bottom, and the main match stats are chilling over on the left side of the map. Honestly, Epic actually cooked with the visuals this time. The grenade icons look fresh, and the reboot van got a total glow up. Plus, you can actually move the van now. So, clutching up and rezzing the boys should be a little easier, hopefully. We got a little drip feed on the gameplay too. First off, Epic is keeping the energy from the Simpsons season alive, so expect similar mini-events popping off on the new map. Right now, we only know about one anomaly that spawns a bunch of rifts in a specific zone, but there's bound to be way more. That's a huge W in my book. That mechanic really kept things fresh back in the day. Speaking of zones, the storm circles aren't boring static shapes anymore. Epic ditched the standard circle. Now, the storm is gonna morph and change shape every single match. Shapes, directions, trajectories, it's all dynamic. Honestly, this change is goated. It's gonna make every lobby feel totally unique. As for the map itself, it's giving heavy US West Coast energy, which tracks since the season is called Pacific Break. I'm getting major Chapter 5 flashbacks here though. Feels like a lot of the assets, trees, grass, and terrain were straight up copy-pasted from there. But one biome hits different. It looks kind of like the Reality Falls. If that's true, the 0 point is definitely lurking somewhere nearby. I just hope Epic loads the island with mobility right away. So far, the only new movement we know about is wingsuits. Think Spidey's web wings, but for everyone. If they play like that in-game, it's gonna be absolute fire. We also spotted some hot air balloons in the footage, but those look less like movement and more like high-tier loot drops. We know they float around the map randomly, and you can land on them, but whether they actually help with rotations is still up in the air. And shocker, the Battle Pass. First things first, the star of the Kill Bill movie is going to be one of the Battle Pass skins, and since she was the first one shown, she'll be the Tier 1 skin. Speaking of collaborations and returning to the Kill Bill one, we also have the character Gogo confirmed. She'll be a free reward if you buy a ticket to see the Kill Bill movie, which is being re-released in theaters now, but the promotion is only for loopers living in the US. Overall, it's safe to say the art style for Chapter 7 is gonna be pretty much the same as for Chapter 5. And honestly, I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. Actually, the whole map feels like a huge mashup of everything from Chapter 3 to Chapter 6. You've got wastelands like the Wrecked season, jungles giving off Wilds vibes, and floating vaults straight out of Chapter 3. Plus, there's a bridge that looks identical to the one from Chapter 6. They're even using the same props. So, with all this info on the table, it begs the question, what are we actually gonna see in Chapter 7? Well, I've got some thoughts on that. I've mentioned before that Epic Games knows there's an issue with player counts, and they've actually been meeting with content creators about it. The people running things aren't stupid, and they've definitely drawn some conclusions from the situation. So, the most obvious take here is that Epic simply can't afford to mess up the launch of Chapter 7. Looking at the finale event of Chapter 6, it's clear Epic is trying to cater to absolutely everyone. The brain rot fans, the lore enthusiasts, and the collaboration junkies. If Epic plays their cards right with the marketing, this event is almost guaranteed to break the concurrent player record again, or at least get pretty close. And this trend of trying to please everyone is probably gonna stick around for all of Chapter 7. I'm like 1,000,000% sure we're gonna keep seeing that pattern. For one, we already know the 7 are coming back in Chapter 7, so the lore fans definitely won't be starved for story. Besides that, like I said in my last video, we're bound to see a massive amount of collabs and fan service in Season 1 just to pull in as many players as possible. I'm guessing that fan service isn't just gonna stop at collaborations though. Other modes besides Battle Royale are definitely gonna see some development too. In OG mode, Season 7 kicks off almost right after Chapter 7 launches. A huge number of players love that season, so it'd be a massive missed opportunity if Epic treats it as carelessly as they did Season 6. Winterfest will probably tie into the OG mode properly, and I'm also hoping we actually get a season trailer and at least a lobby background this time. Festival isn't getting left out either. Lisa from Blackpink is set to be the headliner. Basically, I think Epic is going to be pushing solid content into all the modes, like collab maps for Blitz and Reload, or Fortnite Ballistic finally coming out of beta. All in all, I've got high hopes for Chapter 7. Given the recent player count situation, I really doubt Epic can afford to slack off on content, whether it's in Battle Royale or any other part of the game. Those player numbers aren't just gonna fix themselves. Let me know your hopes for Chapter 7 and what you think about the leaks in the comments. I'd love to read them. So what about the finale event? What's about to go down at this event can only be described as straight up chaos. Nobody saw this coming. Godzilla, Kong, Star Wars, and a giant Homer all on one stage, throwing down with a demon lord. It gives me major Ready Player One or Avengers, endgame battle vibes. Although, in our situation, even the Avengers can't help. This threat is way out of their league. That's why Jones is our main trump card, because who else but the legend knows how to stop an inter-universal world-ending apocalypse? The old-school loopers probably remember the Zero Crisis. Honestly, both events have a ton in common. Massive collabs, a ton of action swirling around the 0 point, the fate of reality hanging in the balance, and a powerful villain pulling the strings. Though during the Zero Crisis, Jones wasn't alone. The Foundation was basically the one who had to clean up the confused mess Jones himself started. And this link between Jones and the 0 point in both events is super interesting. What if, in theory, the legend follows the Foundation's playbook and sacrifices himself to save everyone else? There are a few things that hint at this. First, Hope's overly emotional scream at the end of the teaser. No! Second, since Chapter 5, we've gotten a bunch of references to Jones being tired of the hero life. Plus, the focus on that broken Rift device, which is charging up the whole time in the teaser, is definitely not an accident. That portal thing was the key to unvaulting and essentially bringing the 7 back into the story during the Zero Crisis. So maybe Jones will use that same device to seal himself and the dark presence in another dimension, or even the 0 point. It would not only complete his story arc, which started with a very similar event, but also prove to everyone that the legend is more than just a nickname. The legend is who Jones has been all along. But that's just a theory I've cooked up. Our grumbling hero is so loved by the community that if anything did happen to him, Epic could easily bring him back. Still, I personally would hate to say goodbye. If you feel the same, hit that like button and keep your fingers crossed just in case. Anyway, let's put the speculation on ice and spit some facts. The fact is that 0 Hour could be the biggest event in Fortnite's history. Yeah, after the last event was a bit of a flop, it's risky to trust the leakers, but they're saying this event weighs in at a full gigabyte. For comparison, the Zero Crisis was about 700 megabytes, so the scale is going to be absolutely wild. The event will be split into 2 parts, a pre-game and the final showdown. The pre-event starts November 29th at 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time. It sounds like a set of mini-games and activities, quests, NPCs, point captures, and all that. Basically, it's a fun distraction to keep us busy while we wait for the main event. This will all go down on Oninoshima, while Jonesy and Hope tinker with their portal device. The final event starts at 2 p.m. ET, which is the piece we saw in the teaser. Beyond the collabs that immediately jumped out at us, you can notice the spirit realm has started merging with Oninoshima. You can tell by the landscape, which has changed dramatically since last season. Just from the teaser's dynamic, you can tell Jones and Hope are trying to get somewhere. My bet is that they need to get the Rift device as close to the demon as possible. Hope says it's the perfect moment for a shot at the beginning of the teaser. And that's when the whole crew is dropping in to help our dynamic duo. At least everyone we ran into in Chapter 6, Godzilla, Kong, Megazord, Resistance X-Wings, OXR, Giant Homer, and the Bride, the heroine from the movie Kill Bill. It looks like the Bride will play a huge role because she even got her own full voiced lines. Plus, they have to promote the new skins from the Battle Pass somehow. Interestingly, in the lead up to the final event, a tab with the same name appeared in the item shop. It looks like this is where all the collaborations we saw in the teaser will be released. So enter my creator code in the shop and join the heroes in the fight against the Dark Presence. Spoiler alert, before Jones and Hope can get back to Oninoshima, they first have to fly out of Springfield. Insiders say we'll be traveling through other realities at some point. This will probably happen while Jones and Hope are calibrating that portal thing. The cool part is we'll run into some seriously interesting characters along the way, like a monster and the cube. Knowing Epic, I'm almost certain it won't be the purple cube, but its red clone, which already caused some trouble in OG mode. If I'm right, we're in for the first collision between the original reality and OG Fortnite, so we need to keep a close eye on that contact. Overall, judging by the teaser, 0 Hour is going to be packed with fan service for both collab fans and lore enthusiasts. Epic and the insiders have sent the event's hype into the stratosphere. I'm personally super pumped for this event. After all, it's the first truly massive story event since way back in Chapter 3. But it's always best to keep a cool head so you don't get mad later if the event doesn't quite hit the mark. This isn't just a regular chapter swap. It's a genuine tectonic shift, a whole new ballgame that's going to fundamentally retool what Fortnite actually is, moving it from just a video game to a full-on comprehensive entertainment hub. The most blazing, undeniable receipts that the strategic Disney-Fortnite merger is already underway is the current mini-season dedicated to The Simpsons. This franchise, which rolled into the Mouse House after the 21st Century Fox buy, proves just how deep Disney is willing to go when integrating their colossal media archive. We're already seeing a whole world, an entire universe like Springfield, with its one-of-a-kind style, characters, and spots being absolutely seamlessly baked into the Fortnite ecosystem. This is way more than just a slick new skin pack. It's a full-fledged temporary overhaul of the map, mechanics, and general vibe. Just by checking out this integration and seeing Disney merge franchises that are outside their core family content wheelhouse, you get a real breath of fresh air and can tell how serious and massive their plans are. If they can integrate The Simpsons with this kind of depth and quality, imagine the tidal wave of content coming our way when they finally open the floodgates to their entire vault. It'll be like hitting the lottery. The current Simpsons mini-season is ending in early December, which means Chapter 7, Season 1 is right around the corner. According to the most trustworthy insiders, we're getting a totally fresh setting, with rumors pointing to a Las Vegas, Nevada theme, a gala party kind of vibe. This could give us a high society feel, sort of like the first season of Chapter 5, and maybe even a continuation of the society organization story, but it could also bring something darker and more mysterious, like nods to Area 51 and Aliens, which would be a logical throwback to some classic Fortnite themes. Collaborations always manage to shock and awe us, but the Chapter 7 rumors are sounding truly wild. The loudest, most talked about rumor, besides the Disney stuff and the news that Warner Bros. Is also building some kind of in-game universe in Fortnite, is the possible invasion from the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Insiders are hinting at a potential crossover that could mean skins, wands instead of pickaxes, and naturally, broom gliders. If this rumor turns out to be legit, we might even see map changes like Hogwarts, and possibly the temporary swapping out of some weapons for spells, which would completely flip the script on the game's core mechanics. It's not clear yet if this will be a battle pass or just a store drop, but the potential is enormous. On top of that, leaks are also suggesting a completely out-of-left-field collab with SpongeBob SquarePants. Beyond the new content, Epic Games, of course, isn't forgetting about the modes that already exist. Expect new mechanics tied to LEGO Fortnite, most likely a full map and world integration of LEGO Ninjago. Chapter 7 is basically becoming a kind of launchpad for new mechanics and crossovers, but it's really just the appetizer before Disney's epic main course. You probably remember when Disney announced their $1.5 billion investment in Epic Games. This isn't some quick stock buy or a basic crossover. It's a strategic partnership focused on building a new, permanent open gaming and entertainment universe that will be super tight with Fortnite. Players need to get that this won't just be one more Fortnite season with Disney characters. It'll be a separate, fully functional world that will still interact with Fortnite. Basically, Disney is setting up its metaverse by using Epic Games' tech foundation and its massive user base. The whole point of this partnership is to create a single, integrated ecosystem where fans can play, watch, shop, and hang out with content and characters from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and other franchises. Epic Games is saying you can get into this ecosystem through both the Disney front door and the Fortnite front door, stressing the mutual integration. This whole project is often nicknamed Digital Disneyland. The gameplay experience in this new world will be all about getting to craft your own stories and adventures, letting fans show their love for Disney franchises in a unique way. Plus, we can expect features for viewing Disney content, like movies and series, right inside this platform. Even more exciting is the chance to buy real-life Disney merch through this digital platform. Disney has also hinted at interactivity with their actual theme parks, where Actions players take in the digital world might score them bonuses or opportunities at a real Disneyland. The key word here is interoperability, cross-compatibility. But it's important to note that this will be a safer, more moderated environment. Don't hold your breath for every Fortnite skin to work in the Disney world, and Mickey Mouse probably won't be running around blasting loopers with a pump and dump in Battle Royale. This project is Disney's savvy, strategic answer to the metaverse concept, utilizing Fortnite's ready-made huge audience and cutting-edge technology. Chapter 7. And the Disney Metaverse are not just another couple of content drops. They are rock-solid proof that Fortnite has officially transformed from a simple game into a full-blown platform. Epic Games is crushing it, turning the game into a sort of operating system for entertainment, where Battle Royale, Lego Fortnite, and now the Disney World are simply separate apps available to the user. Chapter 7 will act as the crucial bridge, offering loopers exciting new collabs like Harry Potter, a refreshed map, and maybe new mechanics that will test if the community is ready for even bigger changes.